Guys, the season is about to be lit. Let it. It's about to be lit. She go get it. Go get it, girl. Garrett. And what you gotta go get some more. Woo! MaKhumalo. But you know, the things of two people who have seen each other naked. Don't get involved. And that recipe in a leading ingredient say two. Vorse. Number 1. Number 2, I'm sure somewhere there's an African chemistry. Maybe even the African chemistry is put on the vorse and then the vorse is vorsified. I could say, allegedly. Guys, it was impy at that car wash opening. Impy. Even I was just feeling disrespected through the TV screen when I was watching that episode. Disaster! But it was beautiful. Entertainment. And how disrespectful of her to get up and pack her bags and take herself back home. Emakhaya. How could she do that to me? The disrespect. Because you know what time it is with Dulas. You're still going to be asking him where he was these 4 days that he didn't come see girl. And this is going to be the downfall of this man. These secrets and lies. And what we are actually doing is avoiding difficult conversations that elicit difficult emotions. And yet you want to be in relationship with other people. Hey guys, banna. Bakomatategi yo. She was here. And no shame, hey. Like, she Pegazela, guys. Pegazela was MaMgwabe. You know, I'm saying it from episode 1. If there was anybody amongst the 3 of the ladies who knew what time it is, let me entertain you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rakadi's Views with me, Rakadi Watsona. Guys, I know I've been out of the mix for a very long time. Life was lifing, good and bad, but yeah, guys, I am well aware and I want to finish things that I begin. So I want to finish Maskandi Kings. And I was planning to finish Maskandi Kings until the show I have been anticipating. Yo, guys. And let's say I've been waiting for this show. Mnakwethu! Happily Ever After, ? Season 4. We are back, guys. This show was apparently supposed to have started last week. I was ready for Abokondadisa and Abotulas. Heart, sore, pain, because they didn't play it last week. So we had to wait another week. And I don't know, guys. Yeah! The way just catch up was just, this DSTV stream was not working out for me. But I finally got to it today. Guys, I haven't even had time to write notes. We just need to talk about what is happening on this show. I'm so excited. And full disclosure, I've even said I don't know if I'm going to review this whole season on the internet because so many talking points, so many things to go through. And you know, guys, the mission of this channel is always let's learn from each other while we are just watching fuckery on our TV screens. This show is here to entertain us. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm giving you guys episode 1 and let's see. It's so good, but let's see if I can keep this up because like there's also just so much that we need to talk about because so much is happening all the time. Let's test run episode 1 and see how we go. And I'm going to also say those who have never seen this show before, it might be a little bit difficult to follow along. So if you can, at least go back and watch like season 3, the season before. Disaster! But it was beautiful. Entertainment. But Yeah, because I'm not going to do so much recapping and giving context of who's who in the zoo. So do what you can, go catch up, and we will find you here. Mnakwethu season 4, episode 1. Hey, guys. Actually, jokes aside, I would really like to start this review by imploring everybody who is watching this, guys. Those marapelang, please, guys, let's light a candle. And we really do need to pray for the men of South Africa. Not just the world. Just pray, guys. Oh, guys, we need to pray. We need to pray because this episode was just demonstrating how everybody is a victim of the patriarchy, men and women alike. But the worst part is just like men don't even know. They don't even know that they're being victimized under the same system. And yeah, okay, let's not get so philosophical so early in. If you've never been on this channel before, welcome to Rakani's Views. Sorry, guys, I'm sick. 4 minutes. I can so even into talking about what happened in this episode. But this is where I do long form reviews of shows that I enjoy watching and share it with you guys. This is a platform for us to learn, most importantly, about seeing other people living their lives and how some of the behaviors might mirror in our lives. What can we learn? And what can we share, as well as also just being entertained by the people who have the courage. Let me acknowledge all of them again today who have the courage to put their lives on television for our consumption. We salute you, Gumnandi. Guys, okay, now I'm here. Strap in. Episode 1, let's go. So, episode 1 opens up with Utulas. the just bringer of the nation. I wanna show Tinyana, but you know, we tepile. So Dulas is walking through, comes to a house, and who do we find there waiting for him at the house? None other than MaMhlongo. So MaMhlongo, not the last time I saw her because I don't think I actually watched the reunion for season 3. Was there a reunion? I don't know, but the last episode I didn't even watch it because what was happening there at that car wash, just like so guys, just it was horrific. MaMhlongo was fighting with Dulas and his male family members. Bottles were being thrown. You. I know, no. It was tense, it was rough, it was damn it, and I couldn't consume that. So somewhere along the way, I lost it. But I knew at the end of season 3 that MaMhlongo was done with Dulas. She'd cast him out down to the ground in front of all of his family members. So for me, I was like, no, it's over. She said she never wanted to see him again. Kimo episode 1, Kaka. Dulas is walking into a house where we see MaMhlongo with a pinifa on, a orange. Lady of the house, she sees him, she smiles, they hug, very awkward hug. But okay. They hug, she's smiling, she's petting some eyelashes, kitty flirtation. The fact that she even hugged Utwilas. In all 4 seasons of this show, I don't think I've ever seen her hug him, ever. I'm a hugger, guys. Kari, what happened here? Where did things... Y'all are even talking to each other. Never mind, Liko Maratong. Sits down. Dulas, sits down. He sits down. They start talking like a couple who's like for real a couple. She goes and gets him some water. Asks him what is he doing? How long has he been in Joburg? Dulas says it's been 5 days. And she's like, 5 days that you've been here. And like, I'm only seeing you today. And he's like, aye, mama. Also, MaMhlongo, I'm going to tell you right, if you chose to get back together, Dulas, you know what time it is. I'm saying it from episode 1. If there was anybody amongst the 3 of the ladies who knew what time it is, Dulas ke. So we cannot say you are entering any parts of this season or this relationship with your eyes closed because you know what time it is with Dulas. You're still going to be asking him where he was these 4 days that he didn't come see girl. Anyway, Dulas was like, no, he came on day 5 because he wants to surprise. Anyway, long story short, we find out that Dulas untitse dikgomo, 3 cows for Umamhlongo, so it's official now. And she is also pregnant and with child. Kare. Okay. A lot of things were clearly happening here. You know, like Mamhlongo's back with Dulas, guys. Guys, anybody who watched this show, come on now. Like, really. Maybe other people saw it. Did you guys see it coming? Yeah. Guys, it was impy at that car wash opening. Impy. Even I was just feeling disrespected through the TV screen when I was watching that episode. But you know, the things of two people who have seen each other naked. Don't get involved, and it is clear with Dulas and Umamhlongo. Uguti, hi guys. It's very clear. Anyway, Mamhlongo ends off that scene by saying that no, and that she knows, who Dulas is. And so she's, she used to be very hurt before about the things that were happening and the things that Dulas was doing. But now, Oshapu, she's just told herself it is what it is. This is what she's telling us with her mouth. We will see throughout the season if that really is true, because I don't know. Because if you're already asking him why he's only coming to see you on day 5 and he's been in Joburg this whole time, he loves women. You know it. There's no need to fight, girl. If you were happy, and she seems very happy that like he finally paid Lobola, like this is what she'd been waiting for. Which another question mark for me, because last I remember, Umamhlongo came from a family that didn't want anything to do with Tembu. I remember last season she'd even gone to her brother's place in Joburg somewhere because she was asking the brother to basically be her representative. With Utula's should Lobola happen because the dad already like exited stage left, and he was like, I'm not about this. Brother was like, girl, you know how the whole family feels about it. Brother's also like, I don't see it for Utula's. He's not the guy for you. And if you still want to push the stuff, I am not going to support you. So I'm also surprised Uguti, like Mahadi Libomang, who accepted these cows, because last we saw nobody from Mamhlongo's family wanted anything to do with Istembu, especially Dulas's Stembu. But anyway, here they are temporizing. I better believe, guys. Hey! Go kill. Guys, can you tell how happy I am that the show is back? I don't watch that many shows, and I think I'm starting to even be interested in less. But this one, oh, guys. Anyway, let's move on. Then, the men of the hour, Kondanisa. That's who we moved to. Kondanisa is Kocharting somewhere, playing his guitar, showing off his Maskandi singer skills, sitting with a brother of his. Hi! So everybody's trying to find out what's going on. Kondanisa is telling us that, like, no, he originally had 3 wives, but now, it's a new season for him. He's taking back all that has been lost to him. Let's not say by him, because Kondanisa is not attaching himself to being accountable for absolutely anything. So it's not by him. It's just things that are happening around him and to him. But we'll get back into that. So anyway, he says he wants his wives back, and he's fighting for them now. Starts off by telling us, who was the last one? I think, is it Umashezi? No, Mashezi's Dulas. Mashozi. I think Umashozi was Dulas's 3rd wife, and I say that because I don't think he took out anything. But she did have a child by him. He starts off by letting us know that Umashozi upped and left him. She was the one who last season was even taking him to his family members, talking about marriage. And now she was the first one to walk out on him. Guys, I tell you, I didn't watch all of the reunion, but I saw the part where Umashozi, even if you watch the recap at the beginning of this, girl was crying at the reunion when it was all becoming exposed about who this man really is. And I think she was seeing it because Umamkunu and who's this Samantha. I know they were giving it to her, telling her the truth that like, babes, this is what I've been going through. Kondanisa did 1, 2, 3, and I think at that reunion it was just unfortunate for Umashozi that all the pieces of the puzzle were coming together and they were making a picture for her of her baby daddy as she was sitting on the stage, lights, camera, action. And that picture was not what she thought it was. And shame, baby girl. She fell apart. She fell apart. So, Kodadisa is telling us that now, all of a Sunday, she's the first one to walk out on him. That time, guys, on the reunion stage, this woman was crying. Kondanisa didn't even hug her. I remember the host, I forgot who was hosting it. The host even had to be like, are you not going to comfort this person because she's crying because of your things? But as far as Kondanisa is concerned, she was the first to jump ship because she couldn't hack it. Next, then he talks about his relationship with Umamkunu. Mamkunu told us at the end of that season that she was done. Done. Done with Kondanisa. She was here. And no shame, hey, like she Pegazela. Pegazela, guys. Pegazela. Pegazela was Umamkunu. So she eventually left him and she's like, whatever happened was between you and I. Done, done, done. She's like, I'm living for my kids. I'm moving on to make them a better life. Kodanisa, in his mind, what had happened was, and what he's telling his brothers is basically, Mamkunu abandoned him. And how disrespectful of her to get up and pack her bags and take herself back home. Emakaya. How could she do that to me? The disrespect. Who does she think she is? This is the mindset. Okay, he said different words. But that is the context. That is the picture. He says she abandoned him. He says she disrespected him. It's Mamkunu's fault. On top of that, it's also her family's fault because when they saw her walking in with the bags, saying that she's done with her marriage, why were they not doing what they were supposed to be doing? To intervene and to intercede and to try and get her to Begazel some more. He says that they only rejoice. They're only there for the good things, and when things are tough, they are clearly rejoicing. That family probably saw the state that their child came back in. So ihlazo left and right on all of the seasons of this show that were being perpetrated by you. But it's their fault. She's so disrespectful. But you know, this is what I'm going to say. Kodadisa never fails to entertain. Never. It's entertaining and we're like, let me entertain you. He's there. Yo, guys, you know, I'm reviewing this show. Yazulu Man singing Robbie Williams. Welcome if you are that target demographic. Hi guys, there's a place for us too on the internet. Go Robbie. Actually, blast that later. Anyway, he's entertaining us. This is the what never fails. Entertainment, guys. He delivers. And they better be paying him well because the thing about it is like he's serious. Like, you know, some people go on reality TV to act. Yes, he's there to push his singing career, you can see. But like, Ukondanisa really believes this. And the mere fact that he then talks about Samantha, who we found out in the previous season, basically her child with Kondanisa is not Kondanisa's child. It's the child of some guy who was her friend that she was staying in the same home with. And She always denied that something was happening between her and this guy, but then it turns out that guy's the baby daddy. It was a lot, guys. I'm not getting it season 3, but like the fact that Kondanisa's now telling us and telling his brothers that even Samantha, he's willing to take her back with this child that is not his. I'm only saying, if you guys had seen and heard the things that Kondanisa was saying last season about this child and to the child's mother about the entire situation, it was just mess left and right. Everybody, it was just stew. Yeah, mess. Um, she was dead to him. Now he's talking about he's willing to accept her and accept that child, but that child will never be his. Like this person, I don't know where the desperation for bringing back his household is coming from, or if it's really just for the season of the show. But nowhere once again is he acknowledging the fact that he's impregnated this girl's allegedly impregnated Samantha's cousin, who I think must have popped by now because she had a really big belly when we saw her in season 3. Hey, Mnakwethu, guys, but pray, guys. I'm not being funny. I actually am not being funny because why I love shows like this is that they get to show us that there are people who all of us have very different value systems and all of us are just seeing the world differently. And it's a good thing that we, from time to time, really get to see how other people are making decisions and are living and are acting and what their beliefs are. Because it's important for us to know that and to step outside of ourselves sometimes. Even when you might look around and you're just like, what is this? This is not making sense. They open our minds. They open our minds if we are open to it. And yeah, that's why these shows are important. Anyway, we move on to the third husband, whose name is what is his name? Oh no, Usandi. So Changase, sorry, Changase. You guys, I was butchering it. So him, I think he was on Mnakwethu where we're introducing Mamncane, that one. And he had a wife. I'm presuming, I don't know if he's like actually paid lobola and done everything, but anyway, there's Mamkhulu, and he was then introducing Mamncane on that show, and Mamncane had a child that Mamkhulu knew nothing about and found out about on that day at the confrontation with Musa sitting right there. So Musa Mselegu at his show. So I think, yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for her. Mamkhulu was not having a good time. I mean, shocked in front of the whole country. So it's this guy. He's the third person now in the story. So he's sitting there with his wife in the house. She's making him coffee. What is it? She said her name was Pindy. Guys, this woman is beautiful. This is the one thing I'm going to say about this show. Guys, women are beautiful. And all of these men have very beautiful women. Like, but they'll just gaza them. And it doesn't mean that, lasering is only reserved for people who are not. Everybody's getting lasered. Just kill all over the way. Anyway, so he's sitting there with Pindile. Mamkhulu is still not hearing anything about this guy. Taking his tembu, they go and stand on the balcony and have a conversation. And he's basically telling her that, like, listen, this is something that I want to go ahead with. So what is actually the beef between you and Mamncane? What's going on? Then, they make it about the child. She's like, if you wanted a child, you should have told me that you want a child. Because I think what's really hurting this woman a lot is that, number one, she didn't know that there was a child. She knew nothing about it. So she's finding out in the same breath, on the same day, that, like, husband's cheating. Husband now wants to make this woman his wife. And husband has a child with this woman, and you two don't have a child. So, completely understand why this woman is just, like, devastated after what she found out on national television. So, she's saying it's still at the end of the day, it's either you and those people or me. but now I'm not going to be a part of what's going on. I don't do this temple situation. And he basically tells her, I'm not negotiating with you. This is not a negotiation. I'm telling you what's happening. He says, I'm going to marry her. Full stop. And once again, a reminder to all of us, guys, that like men will do what they want to do. They're going to do it. And like, sometimes, these people do what they want to do. Once again, guys, they do what they want to do. They do what they want to do. His communications, what he said when he was talking about his wife, I think, and like the previous conversations that they'd had and how she didn't want his temple to carry on. His explanation was that he said, ngamlalela, ngathula, ngaphuma kuye. That communication, ladies and gentlemen, 101. So, we're going to see how this is going to work out. I don't know. But he told her, whether you like it or not, dark or blue, it's happening. Hi, fine. Then we get to my girl, MaMgwabetu, which is Qondanisa's wife, the first wife. Guys, and I'm going to sing MaMgwabetu's praises. MaMgwabetu is the one. MaMgwabetu, my girl. This is like the Coach Stormy, and I don't particularly like Coach Stormy. Maybe I find her a bit too abrasive for me. But like, respect her work and her grind. MaMgwabetu is giving me like Coach Stormy energy. Ambitious. This girl is gonna make it, and she's gonna do it because she knows who she is now. Well, when they say sometimes heartbreak is the motivator that people need to really start making some moves in their life. Poster girl, MaMgwabetu. This girl is hustling Oyachereza, and I'm going to tell her now, MaMgwabetu, I'm giving all my energy to you. If there's anybody I want to see make it, it is, and she's gonna make it. She doesn't need our encouragement. She doesn't need our prayers and our motivation, but give it to her, if you will. This woman is gonna make it in life. And when she makes it, girl, stand on all of us. Stand on. She is so hardworking and she is so ambitious. Like, this woman inspires me. She go get it, girl. Get it. And what you gotta go get some more. Woo, MaMgwabetu. Anyway, sorry, I love her. So we see her. She's at a plot of land with her brother. She's bought another piece of land. So she was building another house the last season. So clearly she's finished that. She's got a plot of land. Girl is building another house. Tells us that she's put all of her assets in her brother's name because she wants Qondanisa to have nothing to do with it at all. She's like, this person brought nothing to the table, not a red cent. As we know from previous seasons, she's the one with the stable job. She's basically been supporting the family. Tells us that even Qondanisa's lobola was paid for by his parents. He didn't even, and we know parents assist their kids, but she's like, they paid all of it. He didn't take out anything. Not a rand. So, baby girl is like done, tired, and through, moving on with her life, building the second plot. She calls Samantha, Umama Zibuko, second wife. They make a date to meet up. MaMgwabetu tells us that, her and Samantha are still cool. They chat from time to time. Lord knows they went through it together. And Samantha was basically talking to MaMgwabetu another time, basically telling her that, Qondanisa doesn't keep his promises and the things that he says that he's going to do, he doesn't do. And she was like, welcome to the world, girl. And that's the thing. Some of these women, when we are watching Mnakwethu, guys, and these small girls, that's why also these guys is going for these small girls who don't know anything about people out here talking a big game about being a big dog. That's why I like MaMgwabetu, because Qondanisa came to her with this temple nonsense, and you could see it on her face. She was like, this man cannot even handle what he's trying to do. But MaMgwabetu was, you know what? I'm going to give you all the rope that you need. All the rope. And he not just pirouette, not double tie, triple somersault with that rope? Because, I mean, guys, last season was a mess on that side of town. Anyway, then we move on to Utulasi. He's there with Umashezi. Mashezi is his third wife, has a child with him. They at the house, and we see Mashezi is making breakfast for him. I don't know. Is it a personal thing? Yeah, guys, I can tell you guys, but there's something about Utulas where, like, I cannot take him seriously. There's not something, actually, so many things if you've been watching it from season 1. I can't take him seriously. But Mashezi takes it very seriously. Made him breakfast. Akugama dolo. Gave Ubaba Wasekaya his breakfast. Baba Mhlangu, as Mam Mhlongo tells him, yo guys, yes, like, let's just be honest. Oh my lord, like the Zulu's doing a number on me today, but I'm gonna push. I'm gonna pump through. I'm gonna persevere. Okay, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. But there's also so many characters, but get strong. Hi, anyway, so Utulas tells Mashezi that Mamhlongo is pregnant and that he loboled her. And Mashezi, obviously, her first response in her diary is that, Mamhlongo must have put pressure on him because she was pregnant. Does it really matter because you always knew she was there? Even Mashezi says, Mamhlongo was never going to leave Tulas. Mamhlongo even used to tell her that there's something about Utulas that will make you never leave him. As frustrated as you can be, as angry, as upset as you can be with this person, there's something about him that will keep you there. And Umashezi also, she rubber stamps it and says, yes, also me, I agree. And then we see Utulas in his diary session telling us that, every man has his secrets about how to make sure that the woman that you want is going to stay and she's not going anywhere. Guys, I mean, should I say? I'm going to say it. Those things that he's talking about, you can see just from the look on his face. That recipe in a leading ingredient say 2. Vorse, number 1. Number 2, I'm sure somewhere there's an African chemistry. Maybe even the African chemistry is put on the vorse and then the vorse is vorsified. I could say allegedly, supposedly. We think. We speculate. We don't know. But vorse, I can guarantee. He was smiling so hard and so confidently. I know it's over for those girls. It's over for all of them. And they know it. As long as they know Uguti, they're in it to win it. Then Umashez is going to tell us that, like, no, she doesn't mind that he's with Mamhlongo. Mamhlongo was always in the picture. But, he told me that it's just going to be the 2 of us. And he's not going to take a third person. Guys, where's that meme where, like, somebody is putting on, like, the clown makeup in the mirror while they're doing the things? It's not a meme, it's a gift, but they, And Dula says he's not going to take a third person. It's just going to be the 2 of us. Well, at least Mamhlongo is talking about accepting the situation for what it is. La girl. And this is what I want to say to anybody, anywhere, who wants to do this temple thing. Go for it, guys. I actually, personally, nothing wrong with this temple. The way it is being done, Nyols. But as a principle and a concept, I see nothing wrong with it. However, what I'm going to need for all of the women, especially Lona Litkenang, Lily number 2 or Lily number 3, when this person tells you that after you there's going to be nobody else, I really, really am going to need you ladies to stop believing that. I'm going to need you to stop Pret- Can we stop pretending like we don't know? You know, you're not gonna. My sister, kopa re tlogele go tshutana. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Because, girl, girl, Dulas. If you don't know Dulas, I mean the name alone. Usazokhala, and I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Because Umashezi even told she's going nowhere. No way. She says it out of her own lips. Uguti, she's begezeling and the otro itara tipa ekabuhale. Go down. And no one gonna tell her. So stand by your man if that's what you're gonna say. But like, how many women are you going to be fighting in your lifetime married to Tulas? Just kill. Amukela then, if you're gonna amukela and say this is your thing, but like, there's only gonna be two of us, girl. Boo. Really? Then we see Usandiso going to go and see Omamngani, who is the mother of his child, the second wife. And he goes to go see her. Beautiful girl, woo, in the diary. Babes was giving. Her makeup was great. Foundation might have been a bit light, but beautiful. Beautiful chocolate beauty. They're beautiful women that these people are getting. He goes to go see her, check up on her, and guys, it was so nostalgic to just go and see her. Sandisa Amolata ko gating, and then she came out of the gate. She probably just told them, Yavuya! Ayako gating, Abula gating. There was brothers ready and waiting for her, and then they held hands, and then they were just gonna zula zula, go strateg. Yeah! Yo, guys. I say that like I had so many memories of me doing this. I was at home studying. But Kamawon, and I'm just like, that's so cute. Anyway, it's about to get very uncute based on the conversation. So Bazola. Sandiso's telling Unjabulo that, like, babes, basically, like, you need to know that I haven't told Mamkulu that I went and paid damages for my child. And she's like, what? Because she's like, you are always the person who's constantly telling me that everything that you do, you've been getting Mamkulu's permission and discussing it with her. So you're now coming and telling me, guys, this is a different story, i.e., you've been lying to my face, and this is going to be the downfall of this man. These secrets and lies, and about big things, serious things. Anyway, she's like, so what are you going to do now? Like, what does this mean? Then he's like, well, while we're at it, I think she asks him, so she's like, do you tell her also that you came and one time I no. Well, I don't think Utsitsa Makhadi. I think it was just planning to come back again, but we're putting something down to show our intention of goodwill. That, like, second half. Didn't tell Mamkula about any of that. Guys, the season is about to be lit. Let it. It's about to be lit. Hey, because once again, what forms of communication, guys? Comments conference, guys, and like, if this is not a real thing, and I don't mean these expos that are put together by tenderpreneurs that are supposed to help people get into tenders, like a serious men's conference. Can we start with forms of communication? How do you think this is going to make the situation any better between the three of you? By not telling your wife that you went and did these very important things to introduce this third and fourth with the baby family members. You didn't tell her. You're telling her after the fact. Already she doesn't want these things. Already you've cut her to the white meat because you didn't even allow her to have her children first with you. And what really, really, really hurts me and irritates me about the situation is that Unjabulo, because, guys, we're not condoning anybody's actions. People are out here. And on top of that, Jabulo, this man is a lie. Usandiso. Because Jabulo also tells us that, like, when she met him, she did not know that he had a somebody. He said nothing about it. She tells us that she found out when she was 4 months pregnant that this person has a wife. And I don't know if he's Lobola. They're calling wife, but I don't know because I didn't watch Mnakwethu, that part of it. So she finds out she's 4 months pregnant. What is baby girl gonna do? But then out of the other side of her mouth is now telling us that, if Mamkhulu doesn't accept this, we're going to carry on. I wonder when we're trying to build homes on the tears of another woman, guys. Like, and as Mamkhulu also said, we're going to see, because I don't know, guys. I don't know a lot about this temple. But I know that the buy-in of your wife is what is really needed. Because either way, this is not going to be an easy thing to do. And I think this show always highlights, and I wish, you know what I wish that they could make? If really we want to make another spin-off, Tamusam Selegu, although for me it would be a reboot of Mnakwethu, the original one with a Hlazaring women with like lights, camera, action spontaneously. I would like to see a series where they actually are putting men through boot camp. These young boys and men who say that they want Istembu. Balaiwa by elders to show them what this actually is going to take. Because it is evident from what we are seeing here that, like, people are unprepared and under-resourced. And when I'm talking about resources, I'm talking about financial resources. Yes. I'm talking about emotional resources. Do you have the interpersonal skills to be navigating all of these different relationships with all of these different people? Communicate so many things. Kekopa boot camp, because these boys are lost out here and they are just wild, wild west. And we think that building relationships on lies because we don't want there to be problems. Guys, that's a conversation for another day that we need to have with each other. Because how does that work? How? We can't be avoiding. And there's just trendy avoidance, guys, and like across the board. But you want one of the most complicated relationship structures of multiple partners. You want to do that. But you can't even tell either of the people that you're in a relationship with the truth. Let's see how it all goes down. Ooh, y'all. Ooh, y'all. And like, at the end of the day, it's that people are going to get hurt with a lot of what we're seeing, especially with these lies. That's a sandiso. Yo, my gosh, guys. Yeah. Hi. They're going to have to be hamburgers. Guys, this is how hamburgers are made. It's not great, eh? Anyway, we go to the last scene. Qondanisa's gone to visit Umamkunu, and because he's trying to put his family back together. So he goes to see her at the place where she's renting. He gets to the gate. She's like, I'm coming to the gate. Babes gets to the gate. Qondanisa's like, and then are we not going in to talk? And she's like, no. The same like, you can't just be amazing. You must stand the way you are. So like, we're gonna stand and talk here. Qondanisa's like, how you're treating me like a guest? And she's like, really? Because this is not where I live. Mom could in a diary, so she was even like, he was lucky to find me here because I don't really live here anymore. Guys, Mom, if there's anybody out there that does publicity, guys, if you're looking for a client, I wish I did publicity, Ma'am Kulu, because you're about to be like the superstar of South Africa. Where you see the Women's Empowerment Conference, baby girl. Woo! Superstar in the making. She knows who she is. She will even tell you She's the girl that she thinks that she is. And I love it. And I'm here for all of it. I'm here for the one comment that I must say that she did make to her brother was that, like, no, the only way she would think about taking Kondanisa back is if he bought her a farm. I am really hoping that she is only saying that because she knows that, like, this man will never ever get it together to be able to even do anything like that for her ever. And so that's why she's putting that as a stipulation. But the fact that there's a stipulation there, Gil, question mark. Or is this just to keep the show running for a season so that we can watch it? Because one thing I can tell you, Mam Kunu definitely negotiated for that contract, and I hope she's getting paid, girl, for the pain. But anyway, there's Kondadisa standing at the gates, you know, basically, you know, trying to talk to her, but she is not having it. Didn't open the gate, wasn't even about to open the gate. There he was, talking through the bars. And you could see she was enjoying herself. Guys, MaKhumalo for president. Fab. Hi, she's living her life, guys. She's doing it right. Hi, anyway, so, you know, she tells Kondanisa that, like, listen, if you want to talk, the least you could have done, you know, is taken me out to a nice restaurant, you know, instead of us standing here at the gate, talking through the bars. Hey. Kondanisa, you can see, is trying to flirt. MaKhumalo is not having it at all. But she's willing to entertain him. And she can collect her money. Eventually, Kondanisa sees that, like, no, this is a hard nut to crack. So he's like, no, he'll call her and then book an appointment. But he tells her that, like, she should know that, you know, umkatile. And he's got his eyes on her. Does she not laugh in his face? While I too was laughing at the screen when he said this because Negro! What? She's like, am I a cow? Like, like, what? Guys, MaKhumalo is probably definitely outdating and seeing like this. Delulu. Kondanisa. Delulu. But we are here for it because he is entertaining us. No Maganjani, his Delulu is doing it for all of us. But let's pray for these people because hey guys, banna bako mathateng yo. Such a polar opposite from Maskandi Kings, where we were seeing, you know, black men healing, doing beautiful things, working through traumas. Here we are seeing them in like their full mid-20s, just traumatization and traumatizing other people. Yeah! Hey! But they were at the end of episode 1, guys, of Mnakwethu. This was great. I think there's so many other things I wanted to say, but I forgot them. This is why I need to write notes. But hey, what I can tell you is when they showed up what was coming up for the rest of the season. Fireworks! Ke New Year's Eve, ke Diwali, together, ke 4th of July. No, we're not going to talk about those colonizers. Diwali, everything else, pa, 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 pa. If you are not watching this show, and I'm going to tell you, it helps to watch season 3. It really does. Like, if you're going to just start it like raw off episode 1, you're not going to understand a lot of the subtext, a lot of the context. But Ziawa, strong. Okay, Mnakwethu, season 4, happily ever after, question mark. Remains a question mark, but we appreciate everybody who came out. And is recording in front of the cameras. This season actually looks like it was very well produced. I'm hoping those words don't come back to bite me, but it seems like it was a bit of a circus, season 3. So I think like now we've come back, we've tightened up. It looks like the narrative, the storyline that we are massaging but that don't feel super massaged. So, but we're gonna see how the season is, guys. Before we finish, the one thing I do want to acknowledge, at the end of the season, they tell us that Dulas's first wife, Umadlamini, the first one, passed away in August this year, and really condolences, because I know she also had kids, guys, and I think they were still very young. So that was just very, very shocking news. So I really do hope that yo, her family is. Hey, let's keep them in our prayers also, because yeah, no, that's tough. That's tough, and for her kids as well. So yeah, that's the end of the review. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, and share. I don't have. I mean, hit the notification bell button, guys. But as I said, hey, you have to be determined. I don't want to be just. Let's see. Let's see. This is also like a gem that I like to just enjoy. But I think we can enjoy it together because. Mnakwethu season 4 is doing the things that need to be done. I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so glad if you got to the end of the video. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your comments are down below. What are your thoughts about this season and this episode? And in the meantime, from Rakgadi, spread love, not hate. Ciao.